inevitable death. I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left, cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. Well, I ain't never slapped a servant that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a peasant, you know that's unheard of. I better watch out, I'm talking and where I'm walking. For me and my homie like we waiting for chopping. I really hate to trip, but I gotta though. As I grow, I see myself in the cannon smoke. Ooh, I'm the kind of G that little homies wanna be, like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the moonlight.
Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise.
Forgot the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the rich, so I gotta be down with the rich, see? Too much Louis 16 watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got a tan in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a low-down gangster, rich, tripping bang. And my homies are down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23, yeah, but will I live to see 24? The way things are going, I don't know.
Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones that we heard are you and me? Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise.
Power and the money, money and the power. Minute after minute, hour after hour. Everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking what's going on in the kitchen. But I don't know what's cooking. They say I got to learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they cut my head off, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they fuck. That's how I know my life's out of luck, fool.
Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me?
Hey! Oh!
Come in. Hey, what are we gonna do with all those rich prisoners?
Kill them.
Kill them all?
Do you want this to go to both? Yeah, kill them all.
How are we going to kill all of those prisoners? Ooh, what do you say?
Ew.
What do you say?
He wants me to scratch his neck. Oh,
How are we gonna kill them?
Huh? Yes.
down there!
Now I see places and faces and things you ain't never thought about thinking. If you ain't peeped, then you must be drinking and smoking. Pretending that you're looking, but you're broken. Let me get you open. Now little Timmy got his diploma and little Jimmy got life. And Tamika around the corner just took her person off the pipe. The other homie shot the other homie and ran off with his money. And when the other homie talked about it, they thought that it was funny. But who's the dummy? Cause now you done lost the hustler. A down ass brother never replaced by a buster. And though I got love for you, I know I can't trust you. Cause my crew is rolling hills and your crew is rolling dozens. And just because of that, you act like you don't like a brother no more. I guess that's just the way it goes. I ain't trying to preach. I believe I can reach, but your mind ain't prepared. I see you when you get there.
I'll see you when you get there. See you when you get there. See you when you get there. I'll see you when you get there. See you when you get there. See you when you get there.
More temptation and faith, I guess we're living for the day. I seen a man get swept off his feet by a boyfriend and AK. The situation so twisted, everybody getting lifted. I'm just trying to take care of my kids and handle my business. That is way too serious, so you gotta pay close attention. So you don't get caught slipping when it comes to do all the kidding. Life is a big game, so you gotta play it with a big heart. Some of us gotta run a little faster, cause we gotta lay the score. But I'll be a fool to surrender when I know it can be a contender. If everybody's a tenant, then everybody can be a winner. No matter your rag color, deep down we all brothers and we
Good morning, I'm Julie Hull with JFASK, bringing you the top stories from Paris. The international terrorist known as Carlos, gray-haired but proudly boasting of being a professional revolutionary in the old Leninist tradition, went on trial here today on charges of killing 2 French security officials and a Lebanese informant 22 years ago. In other news, let's go to our field reporter, Aisha Merriweather.
Thank you, Julie. More than 50 years after the end of World War II, France's Roman Catholic Church has issued an apology for its silence over French collaboration during the Holocaust. Today we confess that silence was a mistake, Archbishop Oliver de Berenger said September 30 in Drancy, a Paris suburb that served during World War II as a staging area for the deportation of French Jews to Nazi death camps. The ceremony took place in a small square between a railroad freight car and a monument honoring those who were deported. Jewish leaders welcomed the apology. Henry Hasenberg, president of the Representative Council of French Jewish Institutions, called the apology a major turning point after the heavy silence of the war. The long silence of the post-war period is broken. Abraham H. Foxman, national director of the New York-based Anti-Defamation League, said, "It is our hope that the sentiment of this apology will pervade the future teachings of the Catholic Church to continue to improve interfaith relations." Back to you, Julie.
Thank you for that report, Aisha. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright's reputation as a Middle East mediator is riding on her bid to restore momentum in the next 2 weeks to peace talks stalled for the past 9 months. In separate weekend meetings with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Paris and Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat in Geneva, Albright urged them to make bold decisions on a compromising peace package she is pushing. With Netanyahu, Albright is pushing for fuller, faster withdrawal of Israeli troops from West Bank territories occupied since the 1967 Arab-Israeli War. And now we'll go to Stacey Bethune for a little sports note.
Thank you, Julie! Julie Fowley continues on the world stage as she leaves for Paris, where she will be honored Monday by receiving the Fair Play Award from the World Soccer governing body FIFA. The U.S. national team co-captain is being recognized for her commitment to bringing an end to the use of child labor in manufacture of soccer balls. Back to you, Julie!
And now we have a commentary on the weekend music scene from Fern Christensen.
Thanks, Julie. It was grand news in 1995 that Peterson, after suffering a partially paralyzing stroke in 1993, had worked like a devil in rehab and had emerged darn near good as new. Maybe even better. In fact, he was forced to deal with health issues, particularly his weight. And by the looks of him on his recent album cover, he has, appearing much trimmer than in past months. Perhaps that stroke was also a tiny blessing in disguise, for it left Peterson not quite as nimble, technically, as before, and as a result, he can't play as fast for as long. What that means to a listener like me, who always leaned toward the piano giant's less speedy work, is that Peterson gives more music now and a lot less flash. This package, recorded a year and a half ago at the famed Parisian Concert Hall, is cause for pleasure. It presents Peterson, now 72, delivering a finely balanced program. To be sure, there are a couple of scampers, including a tidy arrangement of the Trajan warhorse, Sweet Georgia Brown, that begins with pianist and guitarist Lofsky trading Jackrabbit choruses unaccompanied, but most of the numbers are in the medium and slow tempo range, and Oscar seems to delight in the setting. For example, there's a steaming slow blues piece. Some play this blues tempo as well as Peterson, but none better. Working with deep feeling, he moves the listener with locked chords, boisterous tremolos, and deft, spinning brief ideas. There's a wondrous flow to the solo, and OP's in complete control. Lofsky, who has a lighter sound than Herb Ellis, but possesses that ace's hard-driving swing and down-home blues approach, follows and tells a feeling-filled story.
Thank you for that report. That has been a wonderful concert. On a sad note, we hate to inform you that the man of the sea, Jacques-Ernest Cousteau, died in Paris on June 26th at the age of 87. His legacy is profound. Scientists respected his creative engineering. Engineers lauded his science. Cousteau, who claimed to be neither scientist nor engineer, contributed significantly to both disciplines and to many more. Throughout his adventure-filled life, the many-faceted Cousteau defied definition. Yes, he was a captain in the French Navy, and early on, a filmmaker and natural storyteller. Later he became a renowned ocean explorer, designer of underwater equipment, expedition leader, author, speaker, entrepreneur, businessman, environmentalist, teacher, advisor to world leaders, visionary, dreamer, poet, founder and leader of a vigorous organization, the Cousteau Society, an irrepressible ambassador at large for the ocean. But most of all, perhaps, Cousteau was an artist who surveyed the world's potential and drew from its broad palette of possibilities the ingredients needed to create a real life more colorful and heroic than most outrageous science fiction film character. Cousteau pioneered ventures in underwater living in the 1960s. Sub-sea labs where aquanauts submerged for days or weeks, the aquatic equivalent of Skylab or the space station. His films and television programs won 2 Academy Awards, 3 Emmys, and the hearts and minds of viewers worldwide for decades. We grieved with Cousteau and Simone, wife and partner for many years,